Greetings, YouTube. Daddy Staten here on the Daily Dan Blog. I'm back today with another comic book review. My good friend Dave Sunstorm is going to love this one because I call this one the good stuff. That's right. It's a Welcome Back Kotter comic book, number 3 from 1977. I used to watch this show when I was a kid. Anybody remember this show when you was a kid? Well, I would show you a clip, but you just got to look that one up on YouTube. But I will treat you to the theme.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Here where we need you. Here where we need you. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back.
That's right. Welcome Back, Kotter, a TV show from the mid-70s. This comic book come out in 1977. I hope you enjoy it. So let's bust it up and get a look at Welcome Back, Kotter. Inside the inside cover of this wonderful comic book, we see a bodybuilding course. As usual, the bull. You could look like this if you sit in this. Blah, blah. Well, here comes Augie Burrell. And I guess Augie Burrell was in one of the first 2 episode comic books we did not get to see. There's a big knock at the door and a giant goon comes to see Mr. Kotter. So in full, wonderfully drawn panels brought to you by the Daily Dan Blog, we get into severe action. She screams, she hollers, there's a goddamn gangster goon in the house. Kotter springs to his wife's defense to find out he's nothing but a little ball of twine as he's dangled off the floor as he's stowed around to his wife's dismay. She learns that Mr. Kotter is a puss. That's true. Kotter's a puss. Anyway, he scrambles, he hambles, he gets told that some big gangster guy's coming to see him tomorrow at school, and he'd better be there. Dun, 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 dun. Whatever shall he do? As we swing back, you remember a dance back in the day where Kotter and the gangster Augie got into it over a chick with some hot skirts. What? And it really don't explain what happened, but anyway, Kotter got this goof locked up back when they were young. This Kotter thinks he's coming over to kill him because he turned out to be this big gangster guy, and now this big gangster's tracked Kotter down, and Kotter's all worried as Kotter slinks off to school. They think this action deserves a goddamn commercial, and we throw some Aquaman out there. That's right. Aquaman eats him a damn Twinkie in this really cool Talk to the Fish. I need an Aquaman for my collection. I really do. Have I told you all about that? I'm looking for a little bitty Aquaman to go with my little bitty super friends. It's true. And then you get commercials for what I am sure 100% are 10 times better than the comic book I'm reviewing now. Just saying. But once again, I'm sure my good friend Dave Sunstorm, you know, the good stuff guy, you can find him here on YouTube. And my friend Pat McCormick, Golden Ranger TV, you can find him here at Retro TV here on YouTube too. I'm sure these guys would love this. This comic book is their kind of stuff. As Mr. Kotter sneaks in to the bus stop, hiding behind some ladies. He's hiding all the way to school, or he bursts into school and tells the gang, hey, yo, a gangster's gonna come kill me today. And Barbarino's like, you an idiot. And this guy don't believe him neither. So, Kotter, you got a gangster enemy, really? Sorry, guys, this is gonna require a break. So, with full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan Blog. Boomer's upset. The gangster's gonna come. Kotter's got a really hot young girl student hanging all over him. I wonder how his wife feels about that. Should that be in a comic book for kids? I don't know. Look at Horseshack. He's all upset about it too. They're all in a gang, and Barbarino's like, is this some kind of joke? And they all grab Kotter, and they're toting him across the thing as he's screaming and hollering when the principal busts him. What kind of shenanigans is this, Kotter? And then Kotter explains to the principal that, you know, gangster bully from the past is going to come by and kill me. And Barbarino's like, ah, ha, ah, ha, ah, ha, ah. You know, that was John Travolta playing that part in the TV show, for those of you who didn't know. Anyway, the Sweat Hot gangs are all upset as the principal tells Kotter, deal with it, Kotter, and storms out of the room. And the Kotter and the Sweat Hot gangs are trying to have to formulate a plan for this gangster that coming to mess him up. So, YouTube, does anybody else think Mr. Kotter is really friendly with his female students? Maybe a little too friendly? Just saying, that's a bad picture. Admit to it, YouTube, admit to it. Anyway, God almighty, they got people like this in that school, too. No wonder Mr. Kotter's always smiling. Welcome back, Kotter. Anyway, Kotter formulating a plan. He's coming up with a plan on how they can face the mobsters and who's going to help him. But suddenly the mobsters come early. Yeah, Horseshack's like, there's somebody at the door there, Mr. Kotter. And standing in the doorway is the gangster and his thugs. But Barbarino's like, Uncle Augie? And Kotter's like, Augie's your uncle? And it must be time for a commercial with all that excitement. And when we have all that excitement, what better? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Join the dinky Starfleet, and you could have a little bitty enterprise. Oh, that little bitty enterprise is so cool. Somewhere right here, I've got a little bitty enterprise from this collection, by the way. Just saying. But you can also get the spaceship from Space 1999 and all this other wonderful cool stuff you see here below. I actually had the little enterprise, and I had a really big one of them Space 1999 things with little figures that would run around and play. You know, action figures about the size of the G.I. Joe guys. And you know, the usual grit, crap, garbage, eek. Oh my God, the shenanigans. Barbarino realizes that Kotter is the one his uncle had told him about. Kotter realizes that Barbarino is the gangster's nephew. Something's going to happen, and suddenly the gangster comes in. And the gangster's like, no, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to thank you, Mr. Kotter. You knew it'd be some stuff like this, didn't you, Dave? I bet you knew. Yeah, he's here to thank. I don't remember none of that stuff that went on back in the day, Kotter. That was all in the past. You know, we all grown up now. All that young teenage stuff's over. I want to thank you for the fine job. I give you a slap and a pat on the back for the fine job you're doing teaching my young nephew, Mr. Barbarino over there. Kotter looked dumbfounded. He's seeing stars, and oh my God, what a fun story. That story was so good, Boomer looked like he's about to barf. Don't you know? I'm going to barf. That story was so cute. Anyway, and Horseshack's like, are you really a gangster? And he looked more like he wants to ask him for a date. Anyway, the gangster said, hey, Kotter, why don't you come on and hang out with me? We can chill. I'll show you all the cool stuff. We can ride in my fancy big car. And then we can all sit back, relax, and snap into a Slim Jim, because we're going to put a Slim Jim commercial right here in this comic book, and discover Leathercraft. How cool. Oh my God. Can I just skip this? Let's just skip this. Sorry, Michael Marone, you won't get to, I'll do this real quick, Marone, but you better pause it and read it, because we're just going to skip all this garbage, right? Oh my God, the commercials never come on. Here's an actual phone call. Hey, why don't y'all try this number and see if it still goes through, and call Direct Currents and tell them, hey, your comic book was probably better than the one Daddy Dan reviewed. Yeah, here you can order some stuff, you know. You can order like 13 DC comics for the incredible low price of 1 penny. It's true. But then you have to order 75,000 more at regular price. Well, there you go. Anyway, Uncle Augie's telling Barbarino and Kotter how he gonna give some money to the school and stuff, and how Kotter had messed him over and stuff, but he forgives him, and they're all off. They're all off to celebrate. Yeah, but after he leaves, you see, Kotter tells him that he's a gangster, he's a mafia guy, he's a bad guy. And Barbarino snaps, my uncle ain't no asshole. No. And then he storms out the room and slams the door. The story's so bad, Boomer still wants to puke. And Kotter's trying to explain to the rest of the sweat hogs that he knows he's right. But just then, guess what? The FBI show up. That's right, we got us some suit-wearing G-men, the Men in Black. And they're after Augie. And Barbarino, he overhearing some stuff. You know, Barbarino getting evidence. That's going to be bad, because we know John Travolta will be snitching people out and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we get some more commercials. Skip. Oh my God, why on earth would anybody put a commercial like this in a comic book for kids? Really? It's like something you'd see in the paper where you can learn real estate or something. Oh my God. Barbarino returns to confront Kotter, and he's telling him, I heard my uncle say some sketchy stuff, but it still ain't right. You talking about him like that. Suddenly the G-men show up and tell Barbarino that his uncle's a scum-sucking criminal. Barbarino busted G-man in the mouth and gets tackled by the feds. And Kotter's like, no, let me explain. And he explains to Barbarino, and then the G-men explain to Barbarino, and everybody tries to tell Vinny, who, by the way, is a well-known dumbass, that his uncle's a criminal, a thug, a gangster. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. Vinny Barbarino about to find out the hard way that his goddamn uncle is not the man. That his uncle is the criminal. As he talks Kotter down, yeah. Kotter and the sweat hogs are like, oh, man, I didn't know, man. Whatever will we do? And then the gangster busts in the door. And this time he's PO'd. He said, I know you've been talking to the feds. I know you've been talking to the feds, Kotter. And now you're going to die. And Kotter's sweating. Kotter's about to cry. But right when he gets over to Kotter, the feds show up. But yeah, he grabbed Kotter. He take Kotter hostage. And a gun comes up. Why, this is Welcome Back, Kotter. You know, I watched that show a lot. Now, let me point this out, Dave Sunstorm. You let me know. Do you ever remember an episode involving Vinny's uncle taking Kotter hostage with a gun? Anyway, he's gonna blow Kotter's little gizzard out. Vinny's over there talking stuff. Look, he put the smack down on Travolta. Boy, I bet you wouldn't do that about 10 years later. Look, Boomer quit wanting to throw up long enough to go over and help Vinny, as Kotter's still being held hostage. Kotter's doing that little slanty eye thing, looking back over his shoulder, as Big Augie throws the gun to Kotter and says, we're getting out of here. Come on, boy. Come on, pal. Get to stepping. But suddenly Kotter goes, hi-ya, and goes into his incredible Welcome Back Kotter with Kung Fu grip action pose. And then he throws down on Augie with a hi-ya chop to remove the hand holding him. And then another high giant wrestling type kick to Augie's gun. And Augie's gun goes flying through the air as the feds jump on Augie and take him down. Kotter's hand gets shook. Kotter, you a hero. You a goddamn. That was amazing, Kotter. That was amazing. And of course, after action like that, you know, you got to have rich secret spy pen. You can write on one side, then rub over it with this other side, and the ink shows up. I actually had the secret agent pen, but I don't think mine was a Richie Rich. And you can order all these cool courses to become a motorcycle mechanic. Because I'm sure anybody who was reading this comic book back in the 70s really weren't smart enough to become a motorcycle mechanic. Oh, as usual, the latest these comic books I've been doing have been the gift that keeps giving with commercials. But this one's really cool. You could get the bat cycle. You could get the bat plane. You could have some Batman iron-on patches. Hell, you could even order the Super Friends freaking pinball machine right here. If you had the money, you could have it. And moving right along, Augie's going to jail. And Vinny's like, well, man, you are like a bad guy. And Vinny says, Kotter, you were right, and tells the feds they can blow it. And once again, Augie's headed out the door. I'll be back, Kotter. I'll be back. Kotter's like, you probably won't. Tony the Life there, bud. Anyway, have anybody ever seen such a Welcome Back Kotter episode on TV with this much action, with gangsters, with people going to jail? As Vinny sits, crying in despair over his uncle going to prison for being a gangster. Wow, I'm shocked. So, in the final full panel, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, you get to read all about sweat hog scratchings, and I'm sure my friend Michael Marone will pause this and read all about sweat hog scratchings. The fuck? I hope you enjoyed this, Michael Marone, you goof. Yeah, I do that just for you, buddy. And then you get a commercial for Black Lightning on sale January 4th, 1977. Fun fact, Black Lightning here became a TV show and was on like the CW or Fox for about 3 seasons. I watched it. It sucked. Revolutionary War thing here in the, hell, you've seen it before. And you've probably seen this thing before, so we won't be covering that again. Check out the back, a really cool race car looking thing. Like, oh God, you could build this. Yeah, I'm sure anybody reading this comic book had no sense to put this damn thing together too. Just saying, Dave. So, for my friend Dave Sunstorm, for my friend Pat McCormick, for my friend Ian at Retro Cereal, and for my friend Thrash Pondo Pines, my partner in crime, this is Daily Dan here on the Daily Dan blog. Review and welcome back, Kotter from 1977. It's a number 3. It had more action than I ever possibly thought possible, and a welcome back, Kotter. I don't remember none of that stuff from the TV show, and it's based on DC TV. Please, somebody let me know in the comments below. I'm counting on you for this one, Dave. Was this ever an episode of Welcome Back, Kotter? I'm stressing my little brain, and I must know. Till next time, this is Danny Staten. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that silly little bell, and blog over, dudes. Blog over. Yeah!